Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. Did you miss me? Oh my God, I missed you guys so much. It has been like almost 2 weeks since I have filmed over here. I have literally left the meditation books beside my fan over there in the bedroom for like the last 2 weeks. Every day I've been meaning to I've planned to film over here, and then the day just gets away with me and from me, and before I know it, it's late. It is currently right now, like, it's 4:56. The day has just gotten away from me, and then I'm like, oh, I'll just film a Peterisms video tomorrow. Oh, I'll just film a Peterisms video tomorrow. And somebody commented, I cannot remember for the life of me who it is right now, on my vlog channel the other day. They said, I really missed you filming on your Peterisms channel last week. And I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad. And I was like, okay, I've got to make more of an effort to be over here and film more regularly. I will say this, I am doing my best to keep up with filming regularly on all of my channels, but it's hard sometimes. And this is the channel that I'm kind of like, oh, it can wait till tomorrow, it can wait till tomorrow. But I missed you guys. I missed you so much. So I'm gonna sit down here. We've got lots of meditations to react to. Maybe I should pick 2 today since I haven't been over here in a while. Okay, today is, where are we at? February 26th. Today is February 26th, so we can go back through. Also, after I talk for a long time, I start feeling like I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm kind of there right now. So by this point, I'm kind of like, okay, we're gonna stop for the day. I feel like my camera is all like messed up. I don't know what I do. What am I doing? Okay, I haven't been over here in so long. All right. I haven't been over here when I'm sitting right here every day. Okay. February 26th, today, 12-step programs. Okay, I think we will skip on that one. Yesterday's was accepting imperfection. Recognizing feelings. I'm just going through the bathroom. I'm just going through the backlog of meditation. Strength, solving problems, living in the present. Oh, that's one of my goals this year. Setting our own course. That might be a good one. Our path, being right, acceptance. Oh, I feel like I read that one every year on acceptance. Oh, this is control. Oh, let's read about control. That might be a good one. This is something I always am working on in my life, control. This is from February 15th. Have I not filmed a video since then? I'm kind of like, I feel like I need to look and see. Anyway, I'll know when I start reading it. February 15th, control. So this would have been a week ago Sunday, or 2 weeks ago Sunday. Oh my God. Sometimes the gray days scare us. Those are the days when the old feelings come rushing back. We may feel needy, scared, ashamed, unable to care for ourselves. When this happens, it's hard to trust ourselves, others, the goodness of life, and the good intentions of our higher power. Problems seem overwhelming. The past seems senseless, the future bleak. We feel certain the things we want in life will never happen. In those moments, we may become convinced that things and people outside of ourselves hold the key to our happiness. That's when we may try to control people and situations to mask our pain. Why do I feel like I read this? When those codependent crazies strike, others often begin to react negatively to our controlling. When we're in a frenzied state, searching for happiness outside ourselves and looking to others to provide our peace and stability, remember this. Even if we could control things and people, even if we got what we wanted, we would still be ourselves. Our emotional state would still be in turmoil. People and things don't stop our pain or heal us. In recovery, we learn that this is our job, and we can do it by using our resources, ourselves, our higher power, our support systems, and our recovery program. Often, after we become peaceful, trusting, and accepting, what we want comes to us with ease and naturalness. The sun begins to shine again. Isn't it funny, and isn't it true, how all change really does begin with us? I can let go of things and people and my need to control today. I can deal with my feelings, and I can get peaceful. I can get calm. I can get back on track and find the true key to happiness, myself. I will remember that a gray day is just that, one gray day. You know, it's interesting. I've talked a lot about control over here through the years and in my vlog and things like that. I think most addicts and alcoholics are people that struggle with trying to control aspects of their life. I think, you know, as an addict or an alcoholic, we're trying to control our use, and then we can't control it. So it's this double-edged sword that works against us, and then we're out of control, and then that's the unmanageability part of it, right? But I think it isn't just something that happens to addicts and alcoholics. I think so many of us try to control aspects of our life. I was actually talking to a friend of mine about this last night, and I was using this analogy of like Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like, my husband and I think very differently on this. And I think part of it is that I'm an only child and I also come from a chaotic home environment where my mother was an active alcoholic. So for me, to control situations is a safety net, okay? And for me, I'm always thinking 5 steps ahead. Like, I'm always thinking of like, well, if this happens and then that happens, then if I do this and I do that, like, I've always thought that way my whole life. It's a sense of control. It's a massive sense of control. I've thought about that way even since I was a little kid. Like, I can remember walking home from school and being like, if I go home from school today, my mom's drunk or my mom is sober. Like, I don't know that I knew those words, but I think I would know, like, if my mom was drinking or if she wasn't, or if my mom's friends were over and she was drinking, what would I do? How would it be? Like, I never knew. Like, that was one of the scariest things about my mom being an alcoholic when I was growing up. I mean, she would go long periods of time without drinking. But then I would show up one day and her and her friends had been drinking all day long and like they had left, and then it was just my mom and I'm dealing with the after effects of her having drank all day long. Most days I would come home and it was Little House on the Prairie and, you know, nice dinner on the table and let's read a book. But I never knew because of that instability. And I feel like that's something I've carried in my entire life. When I went to school, I didn't know if that was the day that all the bullies were going to come for me or they were going to leave me alone. And, you know, even when I got into drugs and alcohol and stuff, I was constantly looking over my shoulder. I didn't know if somebody was going to come, like, you know, one of my dealers looking for money, if it was going to be the police, if my family was going to be pissed at me, if friends of mine. So I feel like for a very long time of my foundation years, from like 0 till 22 and a half when I got sober, it was constantly like this. Like, I didn't know where the next thing was going to come from. I think it's natural in that situation to want to control aspects of your life, right? So even long after that, I did that. I tried to control aspects of my life. And I was telling this friend of mine last night, I said, you know, it's interesting because like my husband, like I will ask him like, okay, so who's coming to your mom's house for Thanksgiving? I don't know. What time are we going over there? Because we have to be at my cousin's house at such time. My mom will let me know later. Like, they're very calm and casual about it. They're not worried, right? And I'm like in my head, like, okay, well, we have to do this and this and this. And he's like, babe, it'll work out fine. We have to be over at Caroline's at this time. We'll leave at this. It's fine. It'll all work out. And I'm constantly like this in my head, right? Now, I've gotten better about this through the years. I've gotten way better than I used to be. Today, it's on menial stuff. Like who's showing up at Thanksgiving and what time do we have to leave and all that kind of stuff so we make everybody's house. And I've even gotten better with that stuff. I've gotten better where I'm just like Caroline, if I called her, she'd say, like my cousin Caroline, she'd be like, you get here when you get here. Don't worry about it. You're the only one that's worried about it. Well, that is somewhat of a people-pleasing aspect to me, too. Like, if I'm making everybody happy and I'm meeting everybody's needs, and then that's me, right? Like, being the peacemaker and trying to work out everybody. And then it's also gone into this aspect of that people that don't like me, I want to control that outcome. That started when I was being bullied when I was growing up. You know, getting online was like a new thing for me. Like, I had been bullied growing up. And I always went through this whole thing where I was like, if I could just get them to like me and realize I'm not that bad of a person, then their attitude would change. No, their attitude wouldn't change. Their subject would just change. They were still bullies. They were just bullying somebody else. It was never about me. I really wasn't in it. Like, I loved when I heard this years later that Maya Angelou and Oprah were having this conversation, and Oprah said to Maya Angelou about people like talking about her and Stedman and whatever in the tabloids and all this kind of stuff and all this gossip online. And Maya Angelou just smiled at her and she said, but see, you're not in that. And she goes, what do you mean I'm not in that? It's about me. She goes, it has nothing to do with you. You're not in that. You're just the subject of it. You're just a target of it. It has nothing to do with you. I heard that in probably 1995. I still need to remind myself of that today, you know? I have very little, like, when people have opinions about me, that's their reaction to me. It really has very little to do with me. Just like my opinions of other people, I bring in all my personal experience and my opinions about other people. It has very little to do with them at all, right? Or if I like somebody or I don't like somebody and whatever. And oftentimes, like, have you ever met somebody and, like, they remind you of somebody that you didn't like 20 years ago and you instantly don't like them? What could that person possibly do in that moment? That's really your own bias that you have to stop from that, right? So I know that today. I also know that I have spent so much of my life trying to get the wrong people to like me, to convince them that I'm not a bad person, that I'm, you know, not what they think I am, to convince them that of otherwise. And that's a sense of control that I've really had to let go of. Because in the end, I've realized if I have to work that hard for somebody's approval, it's not worth it anyway. I am not working that hard to get somebody to approve of me. I don't care. I don't need it. And if I have to work that hard for somebody's approval in my life, there are people that really matter to me in my life. My husband, my father, my stepmother, my best friend, my sponsor, okay? But other than that, and some of my other friends, other than that, like, if I have to work that hard, and try to control situations and what people think about me. And then I go back to first grade again. If you only saw that I was a likable person, then you wouldn't treat me the way that you do. That's too much work for me to do. It's just easier for me to go, you know what? Let go of all that control. If you don't like me, you don't like me. And that's okay, because we don't have to like everybody in life, you know? And then letting go of that, which was huge for me, has allowed me to let go of other things, has allowed me to let go of schedules and needing to do this and needing to do that. It's allowed me to let go of all of that, even down to like 5 years ago, if it was 7 o'clock and I hadn't filmed a Peterisms video and it was on my list, by God, I was filming a Peterisms video. And yeah, I missed you guys, but a lot of times saving my voice or cutting it off early so I could spend some time with my husband was more important than me filming a Peterisms video, in all honesty. That's me letting go of a lot of control. I've had to learn to let go of a lot of control in my life. And to be honest with you, a lot of it has kind of been like through circumstances that have happened to me. You know, I don't drive anymore. I'm at home all day long. I don't have a lot of control in certain situations in my life. And it's really, and through that, I have learned that then I have to also let go of the things I am trying to control. And I'm not talking about, like, whenever I say this, I feel like there's always opposing views where people are like, well, you can control this and you can control that. I can control my reactions to what people say and do. I control my actions. But other than that, I really don't have that much control. You know, I can't. If it rains today, I can't control whether or not it rains. I can control whether or not I take an umbrella out. I can control whether or not I wear a raincoat. I can control whether or not I dance in the rain or I complain about the rain. But other than that, I can't control whether or not it's going to rain. And I really don't have any more control over the rain than I do over what people think or have to say about me at all. And neither do you. Whether that's an ex-boyfriend, whether that's a supervisor, whether that's a coworker, whether that's a family member, whether that's a neighbor, whether that's a total stranger. You don't. And the quicker that I have let go of that, the more peaceful I am. Because then I'm not constantly looking for validation in the eyes of somebody else. Because it comes back to me, right? And that's what's really important, is validating ourselves through our own eyes. And those people that we truly do love. Now, if the people around me that I truly do love, that are important to me, if they take issue with something, oh, I listen. I listen to that. That's not where I go, well, I can't control that. No, then I listen. You know? But other than, I've had to give a lot of control up in my life. And it's just made me, it's made me feel less weighted down. It's made me feel more peaceful. And I want that for everybody. This is a good one to come back to. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And I will let you guys go for today. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.